not a game, it's a rich thing.
What's up, y'all? It is Tasha. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. Please hit the subscribe button below if you are new here. Hit the thumbs up button, and as always, comment in the comment section below, because last week y'all was in them comments and it was cracking me up. Okay, so hit the comments below with y'all thoughts of the episode tonight. Again, this is Love Without Borders season 1. We are on episode 8, y'all. So we're just gonna jump right into the episode, because again, more foolishness is happening. Like, for this to be a 1-hour show, the amount of foolishness that happens sometimes, it's so, like, it keeps me entertained for the full hour. So first up is Shreyas. We have no more Gurleen and Shreyas, so it is just Shreyas and whoever this new girl will be. So Erica asks him basically what he learned about himself while she is there visiting with him. He says, you know, I don't feel bad at all that this did not work out. I stood up for myself and I'm proud of myself for doing that. And I loved him for doing that as well. Like, don't let Gurleen, don't let your daddy, don't let nobody try to dictate what you should do. Okay. Erica tells him to continue to do great things. Just because it did not work out with Gurleen does not mean that someone else will not appreciate the nice things that he will do. But he says he's excited to meet his new match, and I'm like, we can't get any worse than Gurleen, so I guess let's get this show on the road. So we then see it's day 1 all over again for Shreyas and his new match, and his new match is Gabby. She is a 29-year-old chief operating officer of an online business from New Jersey. 29 years old, I'm sure just some online boutique or something. I'm sure that's what it is. But I can also see, I was like, of all the people, Gabby is who y'all chose for Shreyas. Gabby? I ain't feeling Gabby, y'all. I'm sorry. But anyway, he says he's attracted to her. He said he's smiling so hard because she is happy. She has good energy. They have a glass of wine as she's sitting down on the couch with him. She says she's kind of conservative when it comes to dating, so this whole situation is a lot for her. So as she toured the apartment, because he's still in the apartment that he moved in with Gurleen, that she was happy to see it was 2 bedrooms, because she didn't know, you know, how she would approach basically sleeping with a stranger. And Shreyas, he really can't stop smiling, but I think he's just happy he didn't get a Gurleen 2.0. Like, I hope he is truly looking at this match and this process with a fresh set of eyes, and not just thankful for whoever it is because anybody is better than Gurleen. I mean, this wall behind me is better than Gurleen. So I hope that he doesn't get so excited just because this girl is a complete asshole like Gurleen, but actually take her for who she is and learn who she is, and make sure he really likes her for who she is, but not just because she's better than Gurleen. I'm also going to say it, y'all. I hate to say it, but I was really hoping they would put him with a woman of color. I really was hoping, but we got Gabby. So here we are. She asks his family what they thought about the process. So he tells her about the experience he had with Gurleen, how horrible it was. And Gabby is like, selfishly, I'm kind of happy it happened because now I'm here. Day 2 in Dubai with her, we see that they are headed for a night out with drinks and food. Shreyas says that he's happy he can be himself with Gabby, because he always felt like he kind of had to watch what he say and filter himself a little bit when it came to Gurleen. And honestly, you could have just been yourself, because it didn't matter what you said to Gurleen. She was going to argue or have an attitude with whatever was being said, because she just liked to debate and tussle, okay? He also said that he sent pictures of her to his family. They thought she was very pretty. The food comes out. He orders the drinks, and she's like, since you ordered the drinks, I'll order the food. The food comes out. She starts separating the food on plates for them, and she keeps apologizing because she's putting the food on his plate, but she's touching it with her hands. Girl, you have utensils. Why aren't you using them? What? That's disgusting. I don't want your hands on the food that I'm about to put in my mouth when I did not see you go wash your hands and come back and touch my food without touching anything else. I don't, no, just no. But anyway, he says She says that she thinks he is genuine, he is kind, he's very family oriented person, so she's excited to see where things go. So I guess we'll see what happened between the two of them. I mean, because we're now so off with the timeline for these two, I'm curious to see how this is going to work out as far as catching her up in the timeline with the rest of the couples, or is this show now extended? I don't even know how many episodes this season is, but is it now extended because we're now starting from scratch, but we're already halfway through for some of the other couples? Like, how is this going to work exactly? All right, let's move on to Carmen and Phil. There are 48 days left on Phil's visa. Phil and Carmen are catching up outside, and you can already tell Phil got a little chip on his shoulder. He tells her, you know, it would have been great to hear back from you the previous night, because if y'all remember, they went out, they hung out, he came back to the house. She wasn't ready to come back home 5:30 in the morning. She's still hanging out with her friends, okay? He says that her house is really big, and if they really didn't try to see each other, they can really go days without seeing each other, and lately she has not been reaching out. She says, you know, I got your text message, and eventually I texted you back. And she's like, I kind of have a lot going on outside of this. Like, this is my life. I am here. You're not at a hotel with like maids and, you know, people to cook for you and stuff that's here. And I'm like, but girl, we understand that. However, he is in a brand new country. He is in your home. The least you can do is try to be hospitable for these 90 days that he is in your home. So he does start to get a little bit loud, a little bit upset, and says, you know, that she isn't there. And she, again, is like, I have a life here. Well, duh, you live there, girl. We know you're going to have a life. She says he is acting like a spoiled little baby and tells him that he is being rude. She gets up and she walks away. And while I don't want Phil raising his voice at Carmen is totally deflecting from the conversation. Like, she's getting up to walk away because she doesn't really want to address how she was hanging out all night and how that really doesn't work and that doesn't fly if you're talking about trying to be in a relationship. Like, girl, you really aren't making that much space for this man in your life. Like, let's be honest here, Carmen. If you just want to, you know, continue to party, have a partner when you feel like having a partner, or just when you feel like having company, just say that. But I don't feel like you want a relationship. No. Phil stays outside. Carmen eventually comes back and says she doesn't want to argue and she just wants peace. And she says that it basically upset her for him to act like she's just out all the time and makes it look like she's a party girl because she do be here. And I'm like, Carmen, did you not say you were a party girl yourself? Did I just make that up? Like, I'm sure you said that you like to party and have a good time. So how is he not supposed to infer that you're a party girl? You like to have a good time. Oh, girl, you sound like you lying. Phil apologizes and she tells him to really communicate what he feels if he's overwhelmed or upset. Phil says he doesn't want her to change because of him and says that, you know, she says she wants to really take in this experience and, you know, just kind of have fun. And I'm like, but yes, this is an experience, but yes, y'all are still trying to see if there's potential relationship here. And yes, when you do enter a relationship, you do change a little bit. You give and take some of what you need. You give and take what the other person needs. That's just what you do in a relationship. So no, you're not trying to change the core of who that person is. But there are some adjustments you have to make if you want to share your life with someone. It is that simple. You can't continue to move as if you are single when you have a partner, if that's what you desire. If you don't want a partner, continue to hang out and party all night, Carmen. It is that simple, girl. Anyway, they hug. They still don't kiss. It is day 45. We are halfway there. Phil is meeting up with a producer that he met at the club and at this producer's studio. So Phil says that Carmen thinks he's just a little lost puppy in her world. So this is kind of his way to be like, I can find my own way. I'm good. So he decides he's going to make a song about Carmen and the ups and downs that they have been experiencing. Once he gets back to her place, Carmen, you know, asks how the studio was. And he was like, it was really good. She asked to hear the song. He's like, I'm not sure if I want you to hear the song. And he's like, because it was inspired by you in a way. And she's like, oh, I hope it was in a positive way. And he's like, it was inspired by you. Like, I'm not necessarily saying it's positive, not saying it's negative, but it was inspired by you, right? Okay. So he plays it for her. She laughs through most of it. She says it's cute for somebody to try to write a song about you. But of course, parts of the song, he talks about her body. And she's like, how's he going to talk about my body when he hasn't even touched it? I said, Carmen wants the D by any means necessary. She is like, you ain't trying to kiss me. You ain't trying to hug me. You ain't trying to touch me. Like, what is really happening here? 45 days. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that 45 days and they haven't already smashed, because I mean, the physical attraction, I believe, between the two of them is there. I don't know what's happening. Maybe Phil just really is trying not to add to his body count until he is sure this is a true relationship. But anyway, we see them celebrate the new year as we see with most of the other couples. They toast to love, and that's it for these two this episode. Moving on to Aaron and Myel. Y'all, Aaron gets on my nerves. It is day 34 in France. The two of them are hanging out. It's Myel's birthday, so they're going to a champagne tasting. They take an hour-and-a-half train ride to Provence, France, and they're both looking forward to having a great time. Aaron says that today is a day to show that they are both committed to the process. And again, Aaron, I need you to stop lying. You are leading this man on to think that it is something going on deeper that is not here. And I need you to stop playing in our faces. It's like we can see right through you. I don't know if you're trying to do this just so you don't look like the bad guy, or I don't know if you think if you keep saying it, you will convince yourself that you really like him and y'all can make this work. Either way, we don't believe you. Okay. Anyway, they see how champagne is made. They're able to taste some different champagnes, and child Myel is just so excited to be celebrating his birthday with Aaron and drinking champagne. He's getting a little bit toasty. Aaron tells him that he enjoys spending time with him, that he's a bright, shining energy in this world, and you really spread positivity wherever you go, and I am happy we were matched. Aaron, stop with the bullshit. Stop with You are playing with this man's feelings, and I'm getting upset about it at this point. Like, the way you are playing with his feelings, it's no longer funny. Like, I want you to just, you go home. They already sent Gerline home. I want you to go home too, okay? So Myel says that Aaron is just up and down. You know, he honestly does seem to be that way. He says one thing, but his body language says completely different things. He, even if you guys notice, he does like this nervous laughter sometimes after he speaks. And I'm like, you really are like, like, you don't know, am I pulling this off? Is this looking convincing to those that are watching on TV? Maybe if I just keep laughing, I'll still look like the good person. No, you don't. It's now the last day of the year. They are out to eat and then they go walking. Aaron is talking about how he misses home and, you know, and his friends, and he never thought, you know, that he would actually be here in Paris for New Year's. And again, we hear him saying that. We hear Myel looking like he's just in La La Land, full of hope, hoping for a New Year's kiss. And I'm like, you are not getting that, sir. They count down to the New Year. They hug. They toast. They drink the champagne. They look at the fireworks. And Myel is hinting around for a New Year's kiss. And Aaron does absolutely nothing. He looks out into the sky as if he doesn't hear what he just said. And he's just so enthralled by the fireworks. You heard what that man said. And you didn't want to give him a kiss. Myel, I'm going to start to blame you. Kick this man out your house. I don't care what Erica got to say. Kick this man out your house. Send him back home. Okay? Because he don't want you. All right. Now we're going to move on to Naim and Chandra. It is day 35. Chandra is working. And Chandra is always working, child. We always hearing her on these calls with these customers. Naim is complaining about her leaving a banana peel on the sink because of the flies. So she calls him in her office because she wants to talk to him because her cousin found him on a dating app. And he says, which one? As if Naim out here on multiple dating apps while he on a show trying to find somebody to date in another country at their house. She says the one with a B, so I'm guessing maybe Bumble. I don't know. Anyway, when she presented Naim with this information, he was not shocked at all. He was probably just swiping left and right as she was, on the phone working. He said he didn't mean any disrespect, but there is nothing romantic between the two of them. So he is searching for love because that's what he was here to do. And I'm completely torn, y'all, because Chandra, you really can't have anything to say when you was bumping and grinding on your ex when y'all was at the club a few nights ago and he slept over at your house, girl. Like, I don't know how much room you have to be upset, but also, Naim, you are in this lady's house. If this is what you're going to decide to do and how you decide to move, you could have, one, at least move out of her home and you just decide to be in Panama searching for love now, just not finding love with Chandra. Or two, go back home and get on a dating app once you get back home. Like, there were probably more ways than that, but just a couple that you could have handled this situation. I'm sorry, I laughed. This is a hot mess. Chandra and Naim celebrate the new year by her asking him if he's a pussy because he wanted to go outside to pop open the champagne. Chandra, your mouth, girl, your mouth. You don't know how to talk to people, girl. Anyway, it is day 39. Naim and Chandra are out on a walk yet again. They're sitting on a bench and talking. I'm like, dude, this is all we see Naim and Chandra doing. Out on walks, sitting on benches and talking. She asks him what is up with him because he was off on New Year's. They show us 2 days ago of her doing some New Year's rituals that she likes to do. And she honestly wasn't that nice to him because he didn't seem to be all that interested in her celebrations. And I'm like, Naim is clearly checked out at this point, and he definitely no longer sees anything romantic between the two of them. So he's not, of course, now putting in any type of effort to really be nice, kind, attentive, any of that stuff towards her. It's just, it is what it is at this point. So she asked him where he was New Year's night because she left the house to go to her mom's. He at first said that he was asleep. Then he says he went to the gym and she's like, I know he's lying. It's New Year's. The gym is not open. Clearly, you can look at Naim and see he is lying. She says what triggers her is that that when she asks him questions that he isn't honest with her. And she tells him, I came back home that night at about 3:30 because I needed to do something here, whatever that was. I don't know what you need to do at 3:30 in the morning. But she says she knocked on his door. Nobody answered, so he was not there. So she knew he was lying. We then see camera footage from Naim's phone. He decided to present his own evidence to the case here. And Naim's ass was on a date, y'all. The girl is gorgeous. She looks beautiful. But he was on a date. Naim, yes, she disrespected you about the whole ex situation, but you are still in this lady's home trying to date another woman. I'm going to need you to leave. If you want to pursue this other woman, you need to go to a hotel until your visa has expired, okay? Because this ain't it. This is not the move. But anyway, I'm kind of over the two of them because first, of course, he was really into her because she was so pretty. So he was, all in. And then she was kind of not digging him like that. And then I feel like now that she likes him a little bit more since he was patient with her and replaced the door and worked through that with her, that she's expecting him to reciprocate those same feelings. And now he's not. So she's getting upset. But she starts cursing and says that he is bullshitting. He then starts gaslighting her and says now that there's only one adult in this conversation now because he continues to be calm while she kind of continues to explode and just continue to let different curse words fly out her mouth. But neither one of y'all really know how to communicate. But Naim, she does have a right to be kind of upset because you were upset with the ex. So why you don't think she should be upset because you sitting up here lying in her face and then you're trying to act like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just not sure. We just need to act like adults. You know what you did and you know what you're doing. And sir, again, get out her house if this is what you gonna do. All right, and lastly, we have Dana and Brian. Thank goodness we did not see much of them this episode. It is day 35. We see them on a beach. It looks like it is freezing, but they take their clothes off. They jump in the water. We see Dana struggling to drive because the steering wheel is on the opposite side that it is here in America. We then see it's day 38. They ride on a Ferris wheel. They play some carnival games, which is, I think she said they said it was called a Christmas market. And they seem to be having a great time. I still don't trust Brian as far as I can throw him. I'm sorry. I just don't trust him, okay? He says the evening is going perfect. And as they drink some cider or some alcoholic drinks, whatever it was, they talk. And Dana says she is still questioning the moments that they have together, because she's just doubting if the connection is real. And, you know, Brian is like, oh, well, my focus is only on you. I really want to explore it more, but I really don't want to move too fast as I have in the past. Brian, bullshit. You have friend zoned her, and you just trying to, again, just like Aaron, you are going through the motions when you know you ain't feeling it for her like that. He says he just wants to watch the space. And watch the space means let's just see how it goes, which also means let me just waste your time until it's time for you to go back home, when I know nothing is going to happen between the two of us. That's what it boils down to. So that's how this episode ends, y'all. Next week, it's more mess. It's more mess, especially between Aaron and Myel. And I really either need Myel to put his foot down and end this, or I need Erica to step in, and I need Aaron to be honest about how he's feeling and that he wants to go home, because he just keeps continuing to send all these mixed signals when we can clearly see right through him to see how he truly feels about this man. And I don't want him potentially damaging Myel for the next person that comes along and truly does show this man the love that he deserves. But anyway, y'all, let me know what y'all thought about tonight's episode. How are y'all feeling about Gabby and Shreyas now? I know anybody is better than Gurleen at this point. I can give Shreyas this elephant behind me and it will be better than Gurleen. But let me know what y'all think. If y'all think that they will actually, you know, work out and find love within each other. And we'll chat it up in the comments below. Until then, I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.